Katie, thank you so much. I'm here in New York City. I came here to drop off my daughter for college and essentially got stuck here because the flights were canceled. My heart is in Louisiana, so I have been making calls, and there is a very precarious, tenuous situation that is unfolding in Metairie right now at the Metairie Towers condominium complex. For those of you familiar with Old Metairie, that is right across the street from St. Francis Church. I am hearing from the Jefferson Parish Fire Department. Sources in there have confirmed that at least part of the roof has blown off, and there are 30 or 40 residents, most, if not all of whom are elderly, who are there. And this is part of the tragedy that they cannot get to them. Only one firefighter, one district chief was able to brave this weather and get there, but he's only one man. The priest across the street at St. Francis has said, you can bring those people over here, but the winds are so bad, they cannot subject the residents to the weather. So you've got 30 to 40 people that are trapped in the Metairie Towers. That is a building, according to their website, that houses 219 individual condos. There are 7 stories tall. And again, part of that roof has blown off. The wind, the rain is going in there. I talked to one firefighter who said, these are people that have pre-existing conditions. These are the vulnerable among us. Some of them are on dialysis. So this is an unfolding situation. I talked to our colleague, Tan Trung. He's in Metairie. He said he cannot get there. The winds are that bad. Tan weathered Katrina. He knows what is safe and what is not safe. And the fire chief, who was in position in Katrina, said these are the worst storm conditions he has ever witnessed. We are also understanding that there is some damage in the 3500 block of Jeff Highway, which I believe is a fire station or a gas station. And forgive me, but that's in the 3500 block of Jeff Highway. And it is actually a fire station, and we understand that is just west of Ochsner Hospital, and that part of the roof of the fire station has blown off. We mentioned Ochsner Hospital. This was really remarkable. Those of you familiar with the main campus, that is an enormous complex. I was talking to one of the doctors who's in there, again, who has braved storm after storm after storm, and he said, his quote was, quote, "There are lots of leaks. The building is swaying, but our spirits are up." And I asked him, is the building literally swaying? And he said, yes. So Ochsner, Maine, feeling the brunt of those winds. And these are the heroes that are just living up to their heroic reputation. They are at capacity. They were the ones who took in the sick, so many of them, who have COVID, from St. Charles Parish when that hospital had to evacuate. That is the latest on the East Bank. I was talking to some relatives. Most of my relatives live on the West Bank, and one of my relatives lives in Barataria Estates, right off Barataria in Marrero, said this is the worst storm she's ever seen. And, she's been around since the mid 60s. So again, perspective, lots of wind damage, said not water damage in the homes, but lots of trees down, lots of fences that have been destroyed, and debris is everywhere, is what she said. River Ridge, I'm told by firefighters that there is extensive tree damage. So that is going to impede efforts to help people. At this point, it is my understanding that they are not going out and doing any rescues. Obviously, they cannot get to the people on Metairie Road, and it is killing them that they can't respond at this point. Let me also tell you, I've talked to some folks in St. Tammany Parish, and what I've been told is that the trees are down all over at this point. And I would say this was about 20 minutes ago. Most roads were passable. There were no reports of necessary water rescues, but they are not going to be doing that until the damaging winds have passed them either. But the good news is they have no reports at this point of people needing to be rescued. However, the Tchefuncte, I am told, is rising steadily, and it has already spilled its banks in Madisonville, and it has started, and this was 20, 30 minutes ago, to flood the streets of Madisonville. Also, and that's not that unusual. Those of us who have been around a while know that that area is prone to street flooding. Also, the Mandeville lakefront. So from Madisonville over to the Madisonville flooding is due to the rising waters of the Tchefuncte. The lake and the lake surge is flooding the Mandeville lakefront area. No reports of house flooding there. So it is a very, very fluid situation all the way across from, the east bank of Jefferson Parish to the west bank, and then St. Tammany.